Welcome to the modality of rotation. You'll see how rotation screens tell you exactly where muscle tightness is and how corrective work restores a full, lengthening muscle contraction. We move by loading and unloading rotation. Rotational length is a guide to find muscle tightness. The leg is positioned within the natural resting length of the muscle. We're looking for rotational symmetry. Rotation can vary from person to person. For an active person, 45 degrees of rotation is good. Tight muscles lack rotational range. When the rotation stops, that's where the muscle stops contracting or loading. When you're missing end range rotation, the muscle is not loading optimally. Position yourself for the muscle group you're screening. Rotate slowly to see if you're tight in one direction. Muscle imbalances and overuse injuries create muscle tightness. You lose end range motion, which is rotation. Asymmetry in rotation results from the imbalance. The screens let you know exactly where the tightness is coming from, so you can target specific tight muscle fiber. Loading resistance is done in the same position as the screen. If the adductors are tight in external rotation, load into external rotation. In hip flexion, the working leg is in front. In hip extension, the working leg is behind. Tight muscle has an inability to lengthen, and it doesn't contract. But using diagonal isometrics and rotation, you can restore the natural lengthening contraction of the muscle fiber. Load a 90-degree preload by lining your foot up with the numbers and rotate to the next number. You're positioned to stay within the natural length of the muscle, so the muscle can produce maximum force. The adductors have a crossed stance position. If you screened tight in internal rotation, you load into internal rotation. This position is working the hamstrings or the gluteus maximus if you bend the knee. Diagonal force is on internal rotation in hip flexion. Now the diagonal force is on external rotation in hip flexion. For a full corrective treatment, after the screen, load into the tightness. Hold. Hold the diagonal isometric for 10 seconds. Rotate to further activate lengthening. Rotate again to lengthen for a full lengthening muscle contraction. Lastly, pulse for 10 seconds at the end range of motion. Try only to move the leg and not the hips. The leg is in flexion. We're going to load into internal rotation and hold the isometric diagonal for 10 seconds. Rotate and hold for another 10 seconds. Try and keep your hips facing forward and rotate the third time for 10 seconds. Then work the end range of motion for a full lengthening contraction. Load external rotation in adduction. Hold the isometric for 10 seconds. Rotate again and hold for 10 seconds. Rotate and hold, and work through the end range of motion. For abduction, you're going to load into external rotation and hold for 10 seconds. Rotate and hold again for 10 seconds. Rotate again and hold for another 10 seconds. And then work through the mobility zone, the end range motion. You can add a diagonal isometric to any exercise to increase the stability and lengthening power of your muscles.